Hi, 8th grade. This is the science information for the 17th, 18th, and 19th of February. 17th, Wednesday, was a live on Zoom day. We looked at the week. We talked about Thursday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday's learning was about earthquakes. So here's a preview of the week. This week is all about earthquakes. Thursday of last week, you looked at forces and faults. You should have watched this video and completed the chart. Now you know that a normal fault is caused by tension. It's also the site of a divergent plate boundary. You should have included a sketch. A reverse fault is caused by compression. It is a convergent plate boundary, and again, you should have included a sketch. And a strike slip fault involves shearing as the force, and it's a transform boundary. Other terms that were in the video with Miss Meredith were fault block mountains, and that is a mountain that can be formed when a normal fault uplifts a block of rock. We defined a fold as a bend in the rock, and that's formed by compression. And as those rock layers get squished, they can either bend up like an A, we call that an anticline, or bend downward like a valley, and we call that a syncline. Tuesday of this week, you watched a little video, and then you learned about earthquakes. Looking at the diagram, the focus or hypocenter is where the earthquake begins, and that happens along a fault line that's indicated by letter C. And then the point that's referenced is the point directly above the focus on Earth's surface, and that is called the epicenter, located at point B. So our talk on Wednesday was all about earthquake waves, recognizing that geologic events result from slow movement of tectonic plates, and you should be able to identify and describe the different types of earthquake waves that were there. This next slide is just a review of information we've been working on. The kids watched a brain pop, and then please pause this video and read through these different vocabulary words. We then looked at seismic waves. Seismic waves are earthquake waves. I modeled with a ruler. If I have a meter stick and I'm pushing on it, what determines when the meter stick or ruler will break? It's the amount of force. The same thing that happens in Earth. What determines when the crust will break is also force. And when the Earth does break, it forms a fault. Remember, a fault is a break in the Earth's crust. It can be a normal, a reverse, or a strike slip fault. And when that displacement or movement does happen on the Earth's crust, energy is released in the form of waves. And there are body waves, and there are two types we're going to look at, S and P waves. Please look at these diagrams. A P wave is a longitudinal wave, and it moves by compression. An S wave is a transverse wave, and it moves kind of side to side. P stands for primary, S stands for secondary. There are also surface waves, which travel just below the ground. There's some information in your digital notebook there about this. And then this picture is really interesting where it talks about P waves and S waves and how they travel through different material. This picture over on the right-hand side of this page in your notebook talks about how to read information in a seismogram. Here it's just recording noise, and then you can see the pen on paper starts noticing the earth moving, and that is the start of a P wave or primary wave, the first wave to arrive, the one that moves by compression. And then the second group of waves is the secondary wave. And so calculating and trying to find out where the earthquake is, we measure and calculate and use what's called an SP interval. Practice from this day was assignment 33. On Thursday, the 18th, you're going to visit a website and you're going to read through the information and you're going to try and find the epicenter for an earthquake that happened in Japan. Again, it involves measuring the SP interval, calculating the distance, and then seeing if you can find the epicenter. Here you'll want to include your picture from your recording stations and be sure to answer the question, why do you need data from at least 3 places? On Friday, we'll be joining up on Zoom really quickly just to take a quiz to show proficiency in either plate tectonics and earthquakes. So our to-do list looks like this. Today's homework, Wednesday's homework was assignment 33. Thursday was locating an epicenter, and Friday we will be on Zoom just briefly to take a short quiz on plate tectonics and earthquakes. If you have a question, please reach out and ask. I'm very happy to help. Otherwise, have a great day.